Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about what if Triple H didn't have to retire back in 2020, and who would have been the chosen one for him to have his very last match against. So, as we all know, back in 2022, around March of 2022, Triple H was indeed having some health issues sometime prior to that. And unfortunately, it was heart issues. And then he had to have a pacemaker inserted into his chest. And therefore, his in-ring career was cut short. And as we all know, unfortunately, Triple H had to retire from in-ring action. But that didn't stop him from running the day-to-day operations in WWE, as he continues to be the driving force in producing the WWE on a weekly basis. The chief executive officer, and pretty much he's running things nowadays. But the question always came up, who would it have been that Triple H would have faced in his very last match, and when that would have been? Well, based on seeing all that Triple H has done over the last couple of years in recent memory, I think it's pretty safe to say that his in-ring career would have been wrapped up probably by, I would say, as early as 2023. And the reason I say that is because there's that huge responsibility that comes with producing WWE, making, double-checking storylines, the production, the direction, all of those things involved, the creative even. And you just cannot balance it out for so long where you can go in there and compete in the ring and wrestle and do all of those things at the same time. It would have been a burden, and it would have been too much for someone to handle. So if I had it my way, I would say best scenario for that to happen would have probably been WrestleMania 39. I would say WrestleMania 39. WrestleMania goes Hollywood. And the man that Triple H could have wrestled at WrestleMania 39 in a perfect world that is, would be a match that never ever happened before and never ever took place. They never ever touched each other at all. And that person would be the phenomenal AJ Styles. As we all know, AJ Styles, I think it was around the 2020, the year 2020, around that time, it's either 2020 or 2021, he did ask Triple H about the possibility of having one match at WrestleMania or somewhere down the line. And Triple H at the time, he was hesitant to do it, and he did tell AJ, maybe one of these days they can do it at some point. But as fate would have it, we all know what went on after that, like I mentioned earlier. So in this match with AJ Styles and Triple H, the way I would do it is you have both men go into it. Both men go into it as baby faces, but somewhere along the line, Triple H teases a heel turn, showing us that it's possible he can go back to being the cerebral assassin, that ruthless sledgehammer wielding, vicious cerebral assassin that we knew him to become back in the years, around the years 2003 to 2006 or 7, somewhere around that neighborhood. So you would get that impression with other people trying to influence him just to go after AJ, just to take AJ out, develop that killer instinct that he once possessed, and certain people felt that he was lacking it. And he's very conflicted throughout the build up to this matchup. He wants to go back to those cerebral ways that he possessed, but he's trying so hard to fight it. And then in this match at WrestleMania, you have also, prior to this match at WrestleMania, you have AJ's guys, Gallows and Anderson, doing the same thing to him, influencing him to go find that killer mean streak, that killer instinct, that where he should be breaking the rules and doing everything possible to defeat Triple H. And you got people influencing him. You got Gallows and Anderson, as I mentioned, perhaps. And then you also have, people from Triple H's past. You can bring people in from the past. You can do something with HBK, where HBK probably becomes a little heelish, and he's trying to convince Triple H to do the same. You got Ric Flair. Get it? Well, Ric Flair couldn't even be there because I think he was in AEW at the time. Anyway, you could have an appearance by Batista. Also, you can do that. Batista can also make an appearance. And then, just go back and backtrack. People who have a storied history with Triple H. And you can work it around that. You can work it around that story and have it like that. Hell, you could even have Vince McMahon do something and tell Triple H, what the hell is wrong with you? What happened to the Triple H of old? What happened to the cerebral assassin, you son of a bitch? And then, he's just conflicted of everything. And then even Shane McMahon coming out, you can do something where Shane McMahon is trying to get Triple H to become that cerebral assassin that he once was. But then again, they go into the match, AJ and Triple H at WrestleMania 39, and they have the match, and both men are just beating the living tar out of each other. Their personas come out, both of their personas come out where they have a mean streak, and they're beating up each other and attacking each other. Triple H with the sledgehammers, AJ Styles with the steel chairs, and whatever else weapon AJ can think of. Just trying to you can have AJ counter the sledgehammer with nunchucks, things like that. Just make it a very, very, very brutal affair. And in the end of it all, you would see the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, get this much needed big win that he needed at WrestleMania. And I think this would be the perfect way for Triple H to end his WrestleMania, to end his career overall. Let's just say he didn't get hurt. Let's just say he didn't have these issues. It would have been nice to have him in that matchup with AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Just one time only, first time only, once in a lifetime pretty much. And I know a lot of people would love to see this match, so would I. It's been on my radar for quite a few years, and it would have been something I would have liked to see. AJ Styles going one-on-one with Triple H at WrestleMania, the phenomenal one versus the Game. It would have indeed been a match for the ages. In a perfect world, if that's what we got, the end result would have been AJ Styles pinning Triple H after the phenomenal forearm to get the victory. And then after the match, we see a sign of mutual respect. Both men come together and shake hands and embrace each other with a hug. AJ telling Triple H thank you, and Triple H saying you're welcome, patting his hands on his chest, bowing down to AJ Styles, and then thanking the fans and waving bye to the WWE Universe, signaling the end of his very, very storied WWE career. So this is how I would have done it. AJ Styles versus Triple H at WrestleMania 39. In a perfect world, if Triple H didn't have these health issues and wasn't forced to retire because of these health issues, this is how I would have done it. I would have went in that direction, and believe me, ladies and gentlemen, this match would have been one for the ages. And in a perfect world, like I said, AJ Styles versus Triple H at WrestleMania 39 in Triple H's final and farewell match.